is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD Wants to here, back again with another podcast, Road to Part 2, the weekly PlayStation Source podcast that we go over all things Last of Us and Last of Us Part 2. And with me, my luxurious co-host that almost quite honestly died in a coughing attack. Cause I was mid sentence, and then you started coughing, and I'm like, oh my, what's the protocol? Like, what do I do? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
if we're talking on Discord, we're hundreds of miles away, right? If you collapse, what do I do? 911 doesn't work for Canada. I don't know what to do.
Well, you'd have to know where I live, so you can contact my regen.
Do I call?
Oh yeah, but then you wouldn't even know where my actual address is.
Well,
so I mean, I
what's
would
his
have to
name?
give you my phone number, I guess, and then you call. I don't even know.
Is it Justin Trudeau?
What? No, Justin Trudeau.
Trudeau. I keep saying Trudeau, and everyone keeps looking at me crazy. I always think it's a B, but Trudeau. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do I call him? Do I call Drake? Celine Dion? Justin Bieber? I don't know who to call. Nonetheless, this is of course Last of Us Part 2. Before we get into it, Starks, how you doing? How's life? All good?
I'm okay.
Everything's good in the
I'm
hood?
okay. Yeah. I've been playing some interesting games lately.
I feel you.
Comment ça va?
I mean, with
How about you?
with me, so I have felt this calling in the void, if I may. You know, this creature in the night that I used to play with a lot. That sounds horrible. Wait, that sounds horrible. This game I used to play, a little game, I'm sure you heard of it, called Destiny, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, I saw your tweet.
Yeah, as recently Shadowkeep came out, you know what I'm saying? I finished Borderlands 3. I was like itching for something. Well, mainly I've been itching for Destiny, so I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just jump in and see what happens, right?
Have you played Okay, wait. Oh, you're still continuing your story.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I mean, right now I'm playing through Forsaken. So I am currently, I played all of Destiny 1 content on time, right? And everything that came out before Destiny 2 before Destiny 2 Forsaken specifically, I have played on time as well. So that included Warmind was one of the expansions, as well as Curse of Osiris, I believe, was the second one. I believe those are flipped. I think Curse came out first and then Warmind. But nonetheless, I played those as they dropped on Destiny 2, still into it. And then when Forsaken came out, I didn't get to it immediately, right? So now I'm playing through Forsaken. Forsaken's excellent. And I'm loving like the different changes they have made to the game. Overall, it's been very, very positive for me. As of this recording, I will be planning, well, hopefully I'll be streaming Concrete Genie.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Have you picked it up?
So I bought it. I started it at like 11 o'clock at night, right? And I was like, you know, I'm too tired for this right now. You know,
Right.
I want to give it a nice fresh TKD on the controls.
1, 2, 3.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So that I'll be playing as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So there we go.
I want to get it.
So I mean, from what I played, again, I played very, very little of it. It was fun to paint and stuff with the controller. Very, very fun.
Yeah, like PlayStation, because it's exclusive, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, PlayStation, I noticed, does this thing where they have like a lot of those little creative stuff for not kids, but just all over. Like they had Little Big Planet.
More like
have
artsy games. Yeah.
I think they have like Dreams, right? Unless
Yeah.
that's
No.
multi-platform. But still.
Dreams is PlayStation.
Oh,
Is
okay.
Google. Yeah.
so
They're
you see what I mean?
it's by Media Molecule. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. But this is not a Concrete Genie podcast, nor a Destiny podcast. There's plenty of Destiny podcasts if you want to, but this is, of course, Road to Part 2. And Starks, you brought up something to me that I thought you would be aware of, but you weren't. So I was like, ooh, this is quite interesting, right? So throughout the original Last of Us, there's a multitude of different collectibles that you can pick up throughout the world. That being the line of comics that were titled Savage Starlight, that are rumored to be what Naughty Dog is working on their new IP, and stuff like that, and they're making that into a game. It's like a very, very sci-fi type thing that maybe we will cover this series. You know what I'm saying? But there's also another set of collectibles that you can get that aren't the comics, and that are these letters in some of the levels in The Last of Us. It's not in all of them, but it's in some of them. Like, I believe the storyline that we're going to talk about in these letters start at oh my god, why am I forgetting his name right now? Bill's at Bill's area, at Bill's level, and it goes up until, oh man, do you know the multiplayer map Docks? No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
Docks.
yeah, it's beach.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, dude, I remember now. I remember seeing this.
Yeah,
I remember seeing a photo of this little character. We haven't said the person's name yet.
We haven't. Ish is the character.
Yeah.
Ish. Yeah, we'll be going. I don't know why I said Ish. I think his full name is Ishmael, and that's why I kept calling him Ishmael to you. But I think in the game he's only referred to as Ish, unless I'm mistaken. But of course, links in the description. I will link you all to the official Ish Last of Us wiki, right, where you get a cool breakdown, whatever. But on the bottom of that link, there are in the references category, there are a ton of different notes that you can go to that I will be reading straight up. So this is where, because his whole story is told through these notes. There's 8 of them, so we'll go through all of them. And we'll kind of just go on Ish's story, because honestly, a lot of people really got attached to this character. A lot of people really wanted to know what happened to him post Last of Us. A lot of people also thought that this was going to be the single-player DLC that was going to be released after The Last of Us. Eventually, that would not come to fruition. It became To Be Left Behind, where it had Ellie and all that good stuff, which, again, that will be a later podcast episode that we definitely got to talk about once I play it. But a lot of people loved this story. Like, a lot of people thought it was very, very tragic, very sad story, and it was such a cool story that was only told through these letters that you found. You know what I'm saying? Because if you didn't find these letters, you had no idea who Ish was and everything. It's all good. But I just figured it'd be a nice read to kind of just go over this, and maybe there could be more of this in part 2. You know, I don't know. Yeah. But if I may, I had to swallow. Oh. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Pause. I'm gonna read this. So this is so this is Ish's first letter. You can find this on the boat. Is what it says. I'm not sure. Wait, I wonder if I can get location on this. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So the boat note is an artifact that can be found in the chapter The Suburbs. It is the first of a series of notes dealing. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so you can find this in the Suburbs level. It reads as follows. Well, it's looking like I've dodged the chaos and the mayhem long enough. My time out at sea is coming to an end. Wait, is this the first letter? These are in order, huh? You know, quite upsetting. I don't think these are in order. Oh, God.
Wait, no. Yeah, it is.
It is?
If you go to, it's not boat note, it's survivor's note, then cornered note, kids drawing, rain catcher note, looting note, isn't it like that? Up like 8 to 1? I don't know if we're seeing the same thing. Yeah, because the chapter The Suburbs comes before beach, so I'm right.
Wait, where are you getting this order? Because for me on references,
under references.
For me in the references, I have boat note, supers note, trading, looting, rain catcher.
So what I'm trying to say is you have to work from 8 to 1, not 1 to 8.
Why would they do that?
Well, because it kind of builds up like the first one is technically the last one, I guess. I don't know. But if you look at Survivor's note, it says chapter The Suburbs, author Ish. And as we know, Suburbs comes before beach, which means, or at least that's the connection I'm making.
Yeah, I totally follow you, but I wish they just put it in order for me, like from top to bottom, like a decent human being.
Top to okay.
Pause.
I think bottom to top sounds.
Wait.
Anyways.
Okay, so oh my God, this is so confusing. All right, we're back. We had to figure it out, boys, but we figured it out. We're all good. It was actually in order. Actually, no, it was not in order, the way it was listed. We now found the order correctly. The first one is the boat note. Let's do it. You can find this in the sewers. No, you cannot find it in there. You can find it in the suburbs. There you go. You can find it in the suburbs. And this is the first note in this series. So he says,
So
what was that?
oh, I thought I was reading this one. My
I can read the first one, and we can go back and forth if you want. That's
Okay.
good. All right. Ish says, well, it's looking like I've dodged the chaos and the mayhem long enough. My time out at sea is coming to an end. I'm short on supplies, and this boat has seen better days. And you know what? This was bound to happen sooner or later. I guess it's time to go see what's left of mankind. What could possibly go wrong, right? If you happen to find my skeleton, please don't step on my skull. Thanks. Ish. So it seems like he's escaped the apocalypse being at sea, which is very cool. But it would have been really cool if he was out on sea and he came back to the mayhem, and he had no idea what was happening. But like it seems like he fled, on his boat. You know what I'm saying? To like escape what was going down. So quite interesting.
Yeah, because the cordyceps probably doesn't have any ability to swim.
I mean, we don't technically know that for sure.
Yeah,
perhaps
that's true.
I don't know.
Imagine they had like a swamper. It could go in the water, and it looks like a mermaid or something.
A fucking.
I hope they don't do that.
A fucking fish man, okay. Last is Part 2 DLC. Let's go. Fish levels. Read me the second one, my kind sir.
Okay, so we're reading the sewers note, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna hit the next article. Yep.
The sewer note is an artifact that can be found in the chapter of the suburbs. It is a part of the series of notes detailing Ish's life and perspective since the outbreak of the cordyceps brain infection. The location for this one is inside a room that is unlocked by Ellie via crawling through a vent. So Ish states, or this is within the note, I'm gone for a few months and the world doesn't waste any time going to shit. Wait, oh my god, I have to redo that. I'm gone for a few months and the world doesn't waste any time going to shit. Everywhere you turn, they're infected and non-infected, trying to kill you. Mankind is back to the food chain, baby. I'm kind of shocked I've survived this long. These sewers seem pretty safe. Unlimited exits and entrances make it easier to defend yourself, and if anyone gets in here, I can lose them in the maze. I might not be tough, but I'm quick. Maybe I just need to bide my time down here until it all gets sorted up there. I think I'll become a sewer mole man for a while. Wish me luck. Ish. Yeah, I've read this note. I remember.
So I was completely wrong in the first half of this podcast where I said that, these layers start off at Bill's town. That's absolutely not true. No, now I remember. All these layers, I believe, are contained in that like beach level, right?
Yeah, which is a part of the suburbs, which I actually didn't know. I thought the beach was a separate chapter.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I didn't know it was part of the suburbs.
Yeah.
How could that be? Yeah, that is odd.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
That's very odd. I don't know if that's an error. I assume not, because this wiki is pretty thorough.
On top of it, yeah.
And so I feel like, if they said it's part of the suburbs, all right. I just thought the beach was a separate chapter, because I remember the suburbs happening way earlier than the beach level, but who knows. Next up here, we have the trading note. This is going to be also in the suburbs chapter, in the sewers section of that chapter, and it's beside a mattress. Very ambiguous there, but you can hopefully go find it in that level. The trading note says, yesterday I met with some people who did not want to shoot me on sight. Shocking, I know. We traded some supplies and went on our merry way. They had kids with them, and they seemed pretty scared. I almost told them about this place. What if they're like the others? What if? You know what? I don't care. What's the point of surviving if you don't have someone to laugh at your lame jokes? Tomorrow, I'm going to search for them, see if they want to join me in here. Ish. And so, what I liked about like his like thinking about point of surviving, it definitely for me echoes to a lot of like what Joel teaches Ellie, where it's like you have to have something to fight for, you know what I'm saying, like or else like none of this is worth it, you know what I'm saying, like the point of keeping on pursuing a better life and surviving and overcoming these obstacles is that you have to have something to care, like you have to have something to fight
your
for.
purpose. You have to have a
Like
purpose
that's your
in the
purpose, or
world,
else like,
yeah.
or else there's nothing worth it. Exactly. So I like how Ish kind of, made that point, but also in like a joking way,
Right. So it kind of like there's some, I suppose, contrast towards Ellie or Joel, both of them, both Ellie and Joel, but it's very separate in the way that Ish has his own personality and is very distinct to him. So I like how it's kind of while similar, different, right? Like
Right.
Joel and the whole aspect of finding yourself and whatnot. So finding
Yeah.
purpose.
Yeah. Also, it just shows like the heart that Ish has. Like he, I mean, throughout these three first layers, like he seems like a very positive person. You know what I'm saying? And like just wants, to just have the best, for people and himself. You know what I'm saying? Like in the fact of that he is willing to tell people and like tell them about this place, like tell them about the sewers that he's at, because I assume that's obviously a security threat. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you don't know the intentions of other people, you don't know what they could be doing or what could they be plotting against you, and you don't want to show them all your cards. Like, you definitely don't want to show them supplies and everything. So the fact that he's willing to, be able to share with them this place that he resides in, it's very, very good. At least I feel like it speaks a lot to himself as a whole and everything. And
Right.
and one could argue that maybe because he only said this because they had kids, and like if they were all adults, he probably wouldn't have cared. But
Right.
I like to think that he would have cared either way.
Yeah, that's true.
But
all right,
if you like to move on to the next one.
Yeah. Quickly, the rain catcher note. So this is an artifact that can be found in the chapter. Like I said, it's perspective of his life. You can find it in a location on a table in the room of a rain catcher barrel. So he says, "Hey Susan, I just wanted to drop you a quick line that say these rain catchers were a great idea." I'm not gonna do the accent thing because it's throwing me off. Super smart to gather water without leaving this place. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the kids a couple of water guns. Ooh, nod to what's it called? Left Behind. So of course, I've been drenched all day, and if you don't want them to have it, let me know and I'll take them back. See you at dinner tonight. Fair warning though, Kyle's making his special meatloaf again.
Interesting. Yeah, so like I mean that just shows like even like I am going to be editing the notes onto the video version of this podcast as we go through and read each one of them. But you can see like that little smile that he put,
Yeah, I see.
Like he's a very positive person. Actually, I'm sorry, there's two. There's one beginning and one end.
There's two.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like him like giving the kids water guns, like come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
So it has me to believe that this person isn't like I'm not gonna lie, like if he's like the same age or around the same age as Joel, or maybe even younger, depends how younger, but I feel like it's kind of weird, like smiley faces and stuff. So I want to like it, and Ish doesn't really sound like a how do I say this, quote unquote, like maybe not normal but ordinary name, right? So maybe it stands for, I mean, I've never heard anyone with the name Ish.
Oh well, I have.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Ishmael is a very
that
like,
sounds a little bit more like an actual. So maybe it stands for Ishmael or however.
That's why I call him Ishmael, because I think that's his, because like every time I've heard someone called Ish in real life, like their full name is Ishmael. Like similar to like Benjamin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
right.
So
or
that's just my assumption.
Jimmy. Yeah. So I get it. But like what I'm trying to say here is I'm trying to predict like his age is what I'm trying to say. Like I'm curious as to know.
Same.
Because it's kind of weird. Smiley faces and handing kids water guns. I don't know. It just seems weird. But anyways, quartered note is yours.
I feel you. Yeah, I can see how that could be kind of weird. But I don't know. Maybe just positive guy. Maybe
maybe overly friendly.
Maybe if we started pen paling, over our country's borders, I might draw you a little smile. You know what I'm saying? And so next up here we have another obviously note from the suburb chapter, as these all are. The sewer sections where this one at, and then you're gonna find it in a very specific place, on the ground inside a room behind a blue door beside a corpse. Don't forget that, folks. All right, that's where you're gonna find this note. This one is not written by Ish. It's written by Kyle. So he says here, we're trapped. I think everyone else is dead. Some of the little ones are with me. I got infected, pounding at the door. I don't know how long we'll hold out. If Ish and the others are alive, maybe they can reach us. They have to reach us. If it comes down to it, I'll make it quick. Kyle. And so there's also like blood on this note, and so clearly the infected have gotten into
Stuff
the sewers.
went down. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is, there's a situation, and it's cool how like we hear of another person, you know, in the actual group that Ish is talking about. You know, it's very interesting.
Yeah. I like how it's kind of connected, and you have like a different person talking. Yeah, that's cool.
And there's also some trivia here that I think is pretty cool. So a skeleton can be seen near the area where the note is found. So the skeleton might be Kyle, is what they're saying. And also, along with the skeleton, there are multiple bodies under a tarp or blanket, presumably the children. And then on the floor in front of the door, written in red, it says they didn't suffer. So
Ooh,
it's very telling how like, you know, I think Kyle figured it out, but a bit of a yeah. That's it gets dark. It definitely gets dark. Clearly. So
yeah.
We got the next one here,
which is kids drawing. Now it's apparently a drawing of a person named Danny and Ish. They're our protectors. So
yeah. There's not much
So
there,
this
but
is
I think it's interesting.
now it says this is before you go to
Yeah.
it says that this is the first and only mention of a man named Danny in the group.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now the drawing is it looks like a kid drew it, and it probably is because it says our protectors.
Yeah.
So only a kid would probably refer to somebody as their protector. And it looks amateurly drawn. You see Danny on the left side with like a gun, so maybe he was like they both look like military. I don't know why.
That's what I was about to say. Like, I think what's the most intriguing part about this is the uniforms they're wearing. Presumably, like, it doesn't seem to be like, you know, because you would imagine like a kid would draw just a random shirt, random pants, whatever. But there seems to be some color coordination going on here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just find that pretty interesting. You know?
Yeah.
Like does is the other group that Ish, like, is there something else to this? Like, was the group that
maybe Ish like he ran off from his group. Maybe there was too much pressure. You know, you see that happen in a lot of like post-apocalyptic stories, such as The Walking Dead, a main one. A member of the group doesn't just rebels against a particular, or not rebels, but like kind of shuns a particular viewpoint of the group and decides to leave, you know, because they don't want to be a part of it. Now it looks like it could be military, or perhaps I want to say like a sewer, maybe sewer workers or some kind of government sewer worker. Like I don't know, because it looks military based off of how color coordinated it is, and based off of the AR that Danny has in his hand, but it could be something else.
Right. I mean, my thought is that, as we know, Ish ran into these people and they traded supplies, like we just read the note previously. What if the group that Ish came across, that, you know, consists of Danny and Kyle, what if they are some sort of militant group and Ish has joined them? You know, like, what if it goes like a two-way street where, like, not only did Ish let them reside in the sewers with him, but maybe the group without Ish was already an established some sort of militant group or some sort of faction. You know what I'm saying? What if they're a part of the WLF? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like spinning off thoughts. Like what if they're a part of the Seraphites? You know what I'm saying? Sephites.
Yeah.
God damn it, Sephites. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
No, it's not Sephites. It's Seraphites. You did it again.
No, isn't it?
You didn't. No, it's Seraphites. Well, that's how I pronounce it. Because you used to pronounce it saying Sephites.
So you're telling me I said it right this time and double check? Someone has to put an end to me. Someone has to. I'm having a stroke. But okay, cool. So that's that. I just think the biggest takeaway is the uniforms. I feel like that's very deliberate. You know what I'm saying? Next up here,
Mhm.
we have a looting note. So this one's a pretty long one. Oh, I'm sorry. You can find this again in the suburbs. Upstairs on a lampstand of the first open house you see exiting the sewers. And so it looks like Kyle wrote this one. So it looks like he made it out. Sorry. Another night, another shooting. I could see the muzzle flashes coming from the Carson's windows. I stayed up the entire night with the whole family in one room. I doubt anybody got any sleep. It's only a matter of time before the looters tried to break into our house. We have to get out of here. That skinny man approached us again. He traded more of his bullets for some of our food. He offered us to join him in his hideout. He says it's secure and, more importantly, hidden, easily defendable if is how he described it. He said that the only reason he trusts me is because I have kids. I don't think we can stay here anymore. He seems like a trustworthy guy. I'm going to suggest to everyone tomorrow that we take him up on his offer. So this is some backtracking to see Kyle's perspective on Ish offering them to stay in the sewers and everything. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, wait, who is this? Who is this skinny guy?
I mean,
makes sense.
it sounds like Ish, like it sounds like he was writing this as like a journal. You know, when Ish was like, "Hey, if you want to save the sewers, there's kids," because he says that the only reason why he trusts them is because they have kids. Number one, and he says that he has a really good hideout, and as Ish describes, yeah, definitely. But now we understand that Ish is some sort of a frail man, like he's one of them skinny boys. You know what I'm saying? Quite interesting. You know.
All right. Very, very interesting. So the next artifact here is titled Father's Note, and it says, "Kara, hey, Detroit become human." Okay.
Hey, fire.
You're the adults while I'm gone. Take care of your brother. He's looking to you. He's looking to you for protection now. I should be looking up to you for protection now. But anyways, I won't be gone for more than a few days to gather food and supplies. If for some reason I haven't returned after a week, take your brother and head to the Pittsburgh quarantine zone. Don't open the door to anyone but me. Save your bullets. If you don't have to leave, stay low and more quickly. Use your size to your advantage. Okay. I'll see you soon, Dad.
Interesting. Because that's where The Last of Us starts, the Pittsburgh quarantine zone. You know what I'm saying? Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Very. Wait, is this related to Ish? You know, I don't think it's related to Ish. I believe
unless Ish was unless the father is Ish somehow. I have which might be why he's a lot very like friendly to kids, perhaps.
Maybe.
And now this is interesting actually, because I think, you know, when I see a lot of these PlayStation games, I definitely know that there's a connection now. Now it's confirmed that Detroit Become Human Kara part 2. I mean part 1, my bad.
Is Class A confirmed. Class A confirmed. And it
Good
looks
game,
like we have the last note that is involving Ish, and this is called the Survivor's Note. So this one's a bit of a long one. It's found in the suburbs again. You know what I'm saying? And he says, "One open door. That's all it took. One of us forgot to close the door, and a horde of those monsters entered our camp. We shut them in there and wrote a warning on the outside." Which again, as you're playing Last of Us, you can see that warning that Ish put up. Yeah. Susan and a couple of the kids are with me. As far as I know, we're the only survivors. I had to hold Susan so she wouldn't run back in there. Go back for the babies? For the bodies? Go back for the bodies. It's just too dangerous. She lost her children, and I have no clue what to say to her. Every part of my being just wants to give up. It'd be so easy to surrender to this world. I can't do that, though. I have too much faith in humanity. I've seen that we're still capable of good. We can make it. I have to stay strong for her. Ish.
Okay. So what we can establish from this, I suppose, terrifying story is that Ish is a man of faith in humanity, and both Ish and Susan are the only survivors from this underground sewer.
Allegedly,
Um, yeah, sewer. I don't know,
Oh no,
playground,
no.
sewer
He
camp.
says Susan and a couple of kids are with me.
Oh, I thought they were dead. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Susan and a couple of kids are with me.
Yes. My bad. So, cause yeah. Sorry, I read that wrong. So that's interesting. Like, I wonder, the lore of The Last of Us is interesting, and I like when things are connected. Like, I've been playing Telltale: The Walking Dead, like we mentioned in the beginning of the episode, New Frontier, and Chapter 1 is so heavily connected to Chapter 2 without spoiling anything.
Right.
Like, at the end of Chapter 2, it's like, like I was shocked, right? Or beginning. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Point is, like, I wonder if Naughty Dog are going to take their time to really flesh out a very detailed explanation of, or maybe not explanation, but bring more context to these characters, see their point of view or perspective. Like, I think a lot of people thought that The Last of Us, if they were to make a second one, that they would have completely different characters. I thought so too. I didn't think there's any way of continuing a story of both Ellie and Joel. People say that for a lot of things, like even A Quiet Place, right? One of my favorite movies of 2018. Very good movie. But point of the matter is, like, I wonder if Naughty Dog are going to connect this lore to The Last of Us Part 2 somehow.
Dude, here's what I'm saying,
Both
man.
Kevin, yeah.
I mean, dude, what if Ish and Susan and the kids are at Tommy's camp? But to take it a step further, right? It's not said that these kids are related. You know what I'm saying? Susan said that she lost her kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the kids that they survived with don't seem to indicate that they're related, right?
Right.
What if these kids, hear me out, what if these kids
Jesse.
are Jesse and Dina? Dude.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
What if we get a conversation, part 2, maybe Ellie and Dina are on patrol and Dina talks about this great man named Ish that saved them from the Oh, dude, that would be fire.
Yeah,
bro.
it would.
What if we have Joel and Ish working together in part 2?
That'd be cool.
And then Joel's like, "Oh my god, like I got your warning, like I, oh, dude,
Yeah, that'd be very interesting.
Who knows? I mean, there is a shot. Maybe this is just a one and done. Maybe we will never hear about Ish again. Maybe this was just a one, time story that, hey, like.
And I feel like they would do that, but in my head, it's like sometimes I would like to see things connected, just to just add more compelling moments.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. But I just figured I'd bring that to your attention. Hope you and the podcast enjoyed. A bit of a shorter episode, but hey, we got plenty of other episodes planned out in the future for Road to Part 2. So that was the story of Ish. Let me know what you guys feel in the comments. What was that?
Oh, wait a second. Ishmael. I'm thinking, does he has imagine on. I was trying to connect because I'm like, Ishmael sounds very how do I say Middle Eastern, kind of like Jewish,
right?
So I was thinking, well, Dina is Jewish, but I'm like, but he doesn't have kids unless Kara is Dina. But then that's like that's kind of
no. I mean, like,
if the father, wow, like, but that just wouldn't make sense. What would have been cool is if we read that and it didn't say Kara, but it said Dina. Oh my god,
I would
then
flip.
Automatically we would assume that
I would flip. I mean, maybe one of the. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I just figured that was a really cool little wrinkle to add to everything. Yeah. But Starks, where can the luxurious people find you?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still watching, appreciate it. As always, you can follow me or subscribe to me on YouTube by searching up my name, The Starks. I'll be in the comment section anyway, but or on Twitter where I post different stuff. And yeah, thank you for watching. How about you? Where can the people find you?
You can follow me at the KDAs123 on Twitter. Follow me on there, as well as over here. Keep it locked here on PlayStation Source for all of our other content, as well as you want to listen to this show in audio podcast format, you can do that so with the anchor link down below in the description, where you can find links to our other podcast services that we are on, including Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcasts, Spotify, all the bigger ones. You can search PlayStation Source podcast feed and find this series, as well as our other podcast Cross Circle on the channel in audio format. And make sure to let me know what you guys think about Ishmael, or whatever his name is, Ish, I'll say officially. Let me know in the comments below. Do you guys have any other theories on him? Do you think he'll be in part 2? Do you think it's just one and done? Do you think they'll do a DLC? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. Also, before we head out, feel free also to suggest things that you want us to talk about. We now have a release date. There's no more thinking of that. We know a little bit more about the overall game. I kind of want to do a episode dedicated to the Washington Liberation Front.
I was gonna say that.
Absolutely, yeah.
I did make a video on it myself, actually.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I was gonna say that, dude. Sorry for yelling. I didn't.
No,
mean to
of course, yeah.
But I see it on the website. Yeah.
No, like that will most definitely be a topic. But if you have any other suggestions, boys, let us know. Or gals. I'm sorry, girls and gals. Wait, boys and wow, I'm stroking out again. Boys and girls, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and as always,
greatness awaits.